I am untagged on our pages, but make sure in our groups and everything, I'm untagged at the top. Welcome, guys. I haven't seen you for a while. I've been running a bunch of events, and which I love to do, but I haven't been on the on-demand mastermind. Okay, I'm literally playing with my hair. You guys, there's nothing worse than seeing yourself and you're like, your hair is sticking out the side, right? So distracting. I'm gonna forget about me now and I'm gonna focus on you, okay? So I've been doing lots of events and I've been doing a lot of things personal in my own life over the last, I would say, 3 weeks. And so we went from Puerto Rico to visiting California to doing a bunch of events to I had some personal stuff happen in my own life, which is all good. But it leads me to the topic that I want to talk about today, which is standards, right? Which is standards. And, I'm going to start here by saying, how many of you guys knew Jessie Lee Ward? Any of you guys? Yes, no, maybe so. Any of you guys? Okay, if you didn't know her, I'll just sum it up like this. Super bold, unapologetic about who she is, and basically unleashed herself to be able to create the empire that she wanted to create. Well, unfortunately, she just passed away, right, of stage 4 colon cancer. And, things like this happen in life, obviously, but it really shook me to the core because I was just messaging back and forth with her. And, I will be as bold to say that there are so many people still struggling with their voice, right? With actually just using their voice, that when you see somebody who has given up the need to look good, given up the need to be liked, and just went out there and used her voice and ran her own race, it's nothing short than inspiring, right? Getting a little choked up. So I'm dedicating, sorry, but I'm dedicating today's live to you to say, you not only do you have one life, but are you using it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had people, she was in network marketing, and I've had people message me and say, I'm really contemplating if I should work this hard. I'm like, you guys who don't know Jessie Lee, it'd be like, if something happened to me, the last thing I would ever want you guys to take from something happening to my life, for me passing, is to not work so hard. If anything, I would say to work harder. Do you know what I mean? To see what it's like to leave it all on the field. Your work, yes, it's for other people, but it's actually for you. And you see what level of contribution that you can be to people. And when you use your voice, you will have people who hate you. They will hate you. You will have family members who will think you're so out of line, Jeremiah, right? Like, you'll have people in your life tell you to get back in the box, right? My friend Rex Crane talks about a really great story of a little boy who couldn't walk. And I would butcher the story, but his mom kept trying to protect him and say, no, you gotta stay in the box. Literally had her kid in a box, and not with abuse, but because the child couldn't walk, and got touched by heaven and realized that he could walk, and literally stumbled and got out of the box, and not only walked, but ran. Again, I'm not doing the story justice, but what I'm trying to say is, it's a true story. What I'm trying to say is that, what does running look like for you? Do you know what I mean? So I want you to take a mental note right now. I want you to ask yourself 1 through 10 and just comment, because there's nothing worse than feeling like you're in your own box. And it's really helpful to see when people comment, to see where they're at. Okay, so can I get engagement? Yes today. So 1 to 10, 10 being you're all out there. You're really saying whatever it is that you want to say. You're not trying to sugarcoat it in case your mom or your sister doesn't approve. You guys get what I'm saying? So 1 through 10, where are you using your voice right now? 1 through 10. 1 being really not at all, right? I feel suppressed, right? And so 10, I'm unleashed. I'm completely unleashed. So good. So look at the chat right now. Lots of 5s, lots of 7s, lots of 4s. Okay, so now we get on a live like this, and we have the week in front of us. We have less than 2 weeks to the month. And we have something in our company where we work 3 weeks out of the month, and we want to hit our monthly goal already by the 50% mark, right? So like literally last week was the deadline to hit our monthly goal. Does that make sense? And so what happens is it gives you 2 weeks that if you don't hit it because there's a car accident or there's a death or there's, a new celebration, a new baby that gets born that came early. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Or came late? That there's space for human life moments to hit and for you to still hit the mark. Okay. So, and I know that because I've been coaching for a long time, and I didn't want to just come on this live today and just teach you tactics, because I do it a lot, right? You guys who watch us all the time. I mean, I'll teach you how to make an offer. I'll teach you how to create a lead magnet. I'll teach you how to sell more. I'll teach you how to get your messaging down. I'll teach you how to, map out a funnel. But the challenge is that if your standard isn't where you want it to be, everything I do might be interesting and it might move the dial, but there is nothing like you raising your standard and saying, I'm not accepting anything less than greatness with myself, right? And to do that, it requires you to know what greatness looks like for you. Right? So using our voice is critically important because it's the tool we have. Right? It's a tool we have. We have other tools, but it's a tool we have. So you got to know what greatness looks like for you. And I will tell you as a coach, it is so alarming to me how many people work their life away. And that is the difference in saying having good work ethic. You work your life away if you do not have targets for your day, your week, and your month. Because remember, our targets are important to us, right? Like I recently just joined the Savvy team, which is a network marketing team. And I'm coaching their field and I'm building that company. Why would I choose that? Well, network marketing is a great reoccurring income. Right? Like I have my reasons for doing it, but truthfully, it's because the field are entrepreneurs, and I coach a lot of entrepreneurs in their coaching businesses, their real estate businesses, as many of them put network marketing on their funnels. Right? And so, I'm in there and I'm helping them, but it's because they're my ideal client. It's not because I had an opportunity. Right? What are you up to? What does success look like to you? Or are you on a shiny object? And I hear it all the time. So when I ask you, look at your standards in your relationships, which includes your family. Okay, I just moved my mom down from Vancouver, Canada. Some of you guys know that. It's taken at least 5 years of follow-up. Okay, I've had 3 or 4 yeses and no follow through. Any of you guys like that? You've made an offer to someone, they're the perfect customer or client or patient or whatever you call your buyer, and then they ghost you, right? Yes? Yes? Okay, so you know why it took me 5 years with my mom? Because I didn't touch base with her every single day. One of the standards is time. And time connects to urgency. Time connects to money. It connects to love. It connects to freedom. And when I look at, like, you can only learn from your past, right? So if it comes to you, I'm relentless because I am paid to have you succeed. And so for me, my identity is caught up in that. Are you guys follow me here? And so I'm excellent when it comes to business coaching. Right? I'm also excellent at being coachable. Excellent. I brought Jessie Lee Ward up at the beginning of this live, and I look at her, my friend Stormy Wellington, who's also network marketing. And by the way, network marketing is just one piece. Obviously, we have tons of other businesses, life insurance, coaches, homeschool. My son's speech therapist now is doing big events, right? Like I coach a lot of different styles of businesses. I used to be in real estate. I did over $100 million in real estate. I only share this with you because I look at business and it's all the same. It's lead gen. It's launching a product in a way that, like, selling to people in a way that they want to be sold to. And it's reoccurring orders. That is business, period. Whatever filter you put on top of that, a doctor, a real estate person, a network marketer, a homeschool program, a coaching department, it's all in that same scenario. However, the reason why you don't make enough is because of standards. And I know that I can speak to you guys and know that you have a history of knowing, if you can hear me right now, because the Bible says, sometimes people can hear and sometimes there's rocks on the path that weed out, they suffocate the message, right? But if you really stop, there's a lot of power to knowing that you have the power, right? And so my mom would have moved here earlier. I obviously had the skills to enroll her. She would have moved here earlier, or I would have figured out what she needed to hear from me if I would have connected with her every single day. So instead, it took 5 years. Okay, let me talk about my marriage. I started wanting a husband at about the age of 25, 26 years old. I never hired a coach. Hung out with my cute girlfriends. At that time, was going to nightclubs, right? And the number one constant, I've stayed constant on my career. Who are my career people? Put C in the chat, right? Like, I've stayed constant on my career. Like, that's the thing that it didn't matter what was going on in my life. I knew that I wanted to be financially free. Like that never changed based on my emotions. But dating sure changed based on my emotions. Sure changed based on my emotions. So what do I want you to pay attention to right now? I want you to pay attention to your feeling. Your feelings are the reasons why you will raise your standards. And raising your standards means you have urgency. Raising your standards means that you have urgency. Ask yourself right now, what's a result that you want by the end of the month? Put it in the chat. What's a result that you want by the end of the month? Put it in the chat. Be bold. Use your voice right now. Right? What's a result that you want? $20,000, right? Esteban says. Who else? Come on, go in the chat. Let me know. What is a result? To wake up feeling amazing. Okay, so you're gonna need to look at what does that mean? Do you need to hire somebody to cook for you? Oh, I don't have the money for that. No, you have a low standard because you can go create the money for that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Right? Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I never had the money when I started for my big coaches. Right? Never had the money for my big coaches. And I'm not saying to hire me as a coach. I don't care who you hire, to be really honest. There's a lot of great ones out there, right? So lock-in financing for my second location in the salon, great. $50,000, two $50,000 people, greater confidence, Jeremiah, it's too weak. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's weak. You gotta get more specific. What does greater confidence mean? If you had confidence, what result would you get? New field of UK associates. Awesome. Why don't you put a number in it, right? Do you want 5 before the end of the month, 10 before the end of the month? What does that look like? $25,000 on restatement mortgage, 15, 5 to 3,000 in coaching clients. Awesome. Or $3,000 coaching clients. Okay, great. So now I'm seeing you're being clear. Get into HCL. Monique, get into HCL. That will raise your standards for sure. Okay. So when I was looking for my husband, I started about the age of 25, 26, never hired a coach. And again, I'm not pushing hiring a coach. I want you to hear what I'm saying. That showed you my standards. I was never willing to figure out how to spend money on myself because I figured eventually I would meet the guy, right? However, when I met the guy, I was 38 years old. Or I might have been 39. Make sense? How many years is that? A lot. A lot. What was missing? Well, I didn't connect on this daily. I didn't have a daily goal for it. I had a someday goal for it. I see some of you guys starting to write now, right? I see you looking down. I see you starting to think. There is nothing that motivates me more than seeing you think, right? Because when you get clear, you get power, right? It's like you get a full download and it's go time, right? It's when you're contemplating and hesitating and you have this kind of random target, like more. I want to be more confident. I want to have more money. I want to, feel amazing. I get it. Right. But what would that look like? I would jump out of bed like really fast. So that's a criteria for my health, is that when I wake up, I jump out of bed like right away. I don't hit snooze. I know if I hit snooze, I got a problem. I'm happy to say that with all the doctors around me, it's very rare. I can't even remember the last time I hit snooze all my life. Right. And so when I look at all of this, the reason why I want to be vulnerable and articulate this to you is I could have had, there's a cost to everything. And I could have had, some of you guys know I'm on a journey to have another child, right? And I could have had 5 children. I know some of you guys are like, I don't want that. But like, I can. You know why? Because the fact that I have help. And so I get all the best parts of parenting. I get the hugs, the snuggles, the book reading, the leadership coaching, the not missing a moment in karate or anything. I get all the greatness and none of the crap. Why do I have none of the crap? Because I don't clean my laundry. I don't wash my floors. My car needs washing, so I'm not washing it. Somebody else is doing it. I'm being so transparent with you right now. The reason why I make money for things like that is because I want to be a great mom. I want to be a great businesswoman. I want to be a phenomenal wife. Like Ash and I have a date walk today, right? Like, it's like, I want to be a phenomenal wife. I want to pray for my husband. I want to be aggressive in helping Savvy win. I want my business coaching clients to crush it before the end of the year, right? I want to be sold out of our zone event 2 months before we go live in the room. Right? These are standards. And when I got this, everything changed for me. I stopped waiting to the last minute to hit the mark. And what I started to realize is that my goals were too small. So I'm going to wrap up this scenario and I'm going to challenge you. I don't know where my lid just went. I'm going to wrap up this live. I'm going to challenge you on this. Take some time today and ask yourself. And I will tell you, I'd be willing to put up $100 to the fact that if there's an area in your life that is not working, it's because you have a low standard. If you are getting pulled in 17 different directions, if you're doing other people's work, it's because somewhere your standard slipped. And when your standard slipped, you started putting other people back on your back and doing their job for them. When standards slipped, you stopped requiring your kids to get up and do push-ups or clean their room. Like you lowered your standard. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? You're upset because your relationship is not connected enough, or you're bantering back and forth and you don't have a connected relationship. It's because you lowered your standard of quality time, right? Like you lowered your standard somewhere and you let that be okay. When it comes to the world of making money, there's massive amounts of authority that come with making a lot of money, which is power, whether people like it or not. And so with that authority, you have to be the type of woman or man that has a great standard. And so instead of complaining about the person in your life that's not doing it for you or not holding their weight, or the coach that maybe you're coaching with that isn't showing up, or you know what I mean? Or somehow somebody lost their job and now you're irritated because they haven't found their way again. Like, let's talk about some empathy here for a second and say, the problem isn't other people, it's your standard. And if you can grab a hold and drive your life with your standard, you will not wait till the end of the month to hit your goals. Do you guys get it? Yes? So my first set of homework for you, and tomorrow I'm going to hot seat like crazy. So I'm just going to do all tactical, tangible, valuable business coaching tomorrow. It'll be based on the entrepreneurs who are here in the $7, the initial $7 on-demand mastermind, right? Which we're growing, right? We're going to raise that now to $30 a month, and then we're going to raise that to $100 a month, and then we're going to put like 20,000 people in it. right? We're going to have coaches that we're going to break out into breakout rooms and hot seat and coach. My point of saying that is that's vision. That's standard. That's vision, that's standard. And anything great that you want to build, you shouldn't feel afraid of it. You should be so compelled. You should be so compelled to make your voice create an impact for people that your focus is on that, not on how much money you're going to make. And that's when you start to make great money. So, my friends, I would like you to add to today, because we'll do tangible coaching all day tomorrow, is to ask yourself, what is my standard? And write this down right now. First of all, start with this. Where's my biggest complaint in my life right now? Where's the thing that if that, even if it's connected to a person, right? Like, let's just be a human moment, like a complaining victim human moment for a second. Like, who's the person or the circumstance in your life right now that you're just like, if that thing could be fixed, everything else would be so much better. I'd feel like I had some bandwidth. I'd feel like I had some space in my life, right? What is that, right? What is that for you? And then the flip is, after you write that down, you probably know what that is, right? Don't write money. No, if I can't make it, we in hardcore, we call it, if I can't make it a Facebook ad, it's not specific enough. Okay, so you're the leader. I'm not the leader, you're the leader. I'm the leader of my life. You're the leader. I'm the leader of my life as a wife. I'm the leader of my life as a mom. I'm the leader of my life on this live today. I'm the leader of my life in my business. Nobody has my power. I will lead it the way I need to lead it. And obviously I have to be in relationship with other people. So if the way I lead it doesn't work for somebody else, I need to style flex the way I lead it so that I can get the result that I intend to get, because nobody has the right to steal my vision. Do you get what I'm saying? And nobody can steal it unless I give it away. No different for you. So first go to your complaint, your biggest complaint. And then I want you to ask yourself, if I raised my standard there, me, you, right? I'll give you a great example. My husband and I got together. I broke up with him all the time. Some of you guys know the story, right? And so I finally had to get my power back and stop looking at him like he was the person that needed to change. And I started looking at myself. I was like, what do I want to create here? What do I actually want to create here? And so in order to create that, once I got clear on that standard, I became a different wife. Does that make sense? So I didn't change for him. I actually changed because my standards. Are you guys hearing me when I say that? So I did the same thing when it comes to my monthly cash flow. I've done it the same for how much money I keep in reserves, like accessible cash-wise. The same for if I'm going to invest. I never let my financial advisors just tell me what to invest in. I have a vision, and then I ask them to tell me how to get to that vision. Nobody leads your life better than you. Okay, my friends? And so the challenge that I have seen, the blind spot, is that people are not leading their life at all. They're just working. They're just working. And I see it because of a coaching company, and people come to us and say, tell me what to do. I'm like, tell you what to do? Like, why do I get the responsibility of your life? Like, you tell me what you want to do. And then I'll tell you how to get there when it comes to my slice of the pie, which is everything to do with building a business and cash flow. But you tell me what you want to do, right? Stop asking your spouses for permission, or your girlfriends or boyfriends for permission on what you should do. Like, Ash, do you think I should do this? No, Shanda, I think you should not do that, because you're clearly not strong enough to drive that ball all the way to the end zone. When I go to my husband, I'm like, babe, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I'm fired up. What do you think about it? Like, I gotta do this. Then what happens is my husband gets on my team. So some of you guys are going to people you love in your life, and you're blaming your moms, your sisters, people in your life, because they're not supporting you. But I'm telling you, you're not leading it in a way that they can support you. So we're going to end this live. I know I said that already once, but we're going to end this live. And I want you to not go to bed today. If you could do it in the next 15 minutes, it just take a few minutes. This is for you, not me. I'm going to keep showing up on these lives, hopefully for many years to come. But you got to know where you're going. And my job is to help you get there faster and make it bigger, because you get to love bigger. You get to be in even better shape than you've ever been in. You get to take care of yourself. You get to be the type of leader that the day that you depart from this earth, that even the people who didn't know you personally, you impacted. That is a life worth living. That is the value of, if you've got kids, I think that it's nothing less than irresponsible not to live that way if you've got kids, because the next, or you're a grandma or a grandfather, right? It's like Louise Hay started her publishing house at 65 years old, or 65 or 68 years old, and grew a whole new age movement. I'm Christian, so I'm into the Christian movement, but she grew a whole new age movement. And I can sit back and go, good for you, girl. Like, you did what you thought that you should do, right? And so she knew a standard for herself, and she didn't let her personal history determine how big she went. So I'll leave you with this final comment. And that is, if you figure out what your standards are, you're going to personally change today in a way that elicits, it creates a whole different result with the people in your life that you care about. And if you set a target for what you wanted to make this month, or what you wanted this month to look like, then I'm saying you can't let another month go by and not hit your target, because you're better than that, and you deserve more than that. And the people watching you deserve for you to hit your targets, because that's how they get inspired that they can do it as well. Your proximity of who hangs out with you or is around you, it is your responsibility to level it up. And so it starts with you. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you joining these lives. I'll be on tomorrow hot seating. You guys on the On-Demand Mastermind, I'm going to switch to you guys. You guys on social media, if you feel compelled, please go ahead and share this live. Sending you guys so much love, so much power. This is going to be a great week, but we only got 10 days left to the month. So I'd say, why don't you try and hit your monthly income or your monthly result today? Esteban, why don't you go sell a $20,000 client? Right? Why don't you go do that? Right? Like, Karen, contact 5 lenders in the next hour, right? Go into real estate investment Facebook groups or meetup groups or WhatsApps and ask people who they know who's the best, right? Like, and close that building, right? Get your loan secured. Some of you guys living without cash, have you applied for an SBA loan? Right? Oh, I don't know how to do that. Well, do it in the next 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like raise the standard, because if it's taking too long, your standard's too low. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow.